Hi friends, welcome back. In the last tutorial we have learned about the modeling such as column placing, beam placing and concrete footing, etc. And finally I gave an introduction to different connections between beam and column. And so today we will learn more about different connections. And I hope at the end we can start about different placing connections also. So let's start with the different connections using component catalog. First of all, we will go to base plate connections. Base plate connection for column. See, this was the modeling we have done in the last tutorial. So I will use the connections for this model only. So we will go to component catalog. You know the component catalog option. You have shortkey also control F. If you press control F, you can get the component catalog. Otherwise, you have to come here in this option. Then also you will get the component catalog dialog box. See, this is the connection. So initially, I told you we can start with the base plate connections. Here, if you search in the before that, this was the introduction I gave in the last tutorial regarding the different connections. Here, if you see engineering, in the latest version you have menu options. This is the older version I am using, but we can use these options also there are available, but in the new version an additional some features also there. This is currently we are going to do base plate connection and beam and column connection, beam to column connection. In the beam to column connection, I told in the last tutorial there are so many options are there: shear tabs, clip angles, and plate connection, welded tree connections, uh, seated connections. We are not going to use all these connections. As per the requirement, you can use each connections, but currently we are using simple beam column connection and base plate connection. Just I am giving an idea at how to use this component catalog for connecting between different profiles. So let's go with the base plate connection first. If you want to search, you have search tab here. Go to search and you can search here base. Then all all the available connections for base plate will be appear in this dialog box. Here these are the different base plate connections. We have to take the suitable one which is appropriate for the current connection. I think these connections will be suitable for our current connection. Stiffened base plate with base plate 1014. If you click this option and you have to come here at the bottom of the column, you can see the commands in the command toolbar. Pick main part. This is the part column we are going to do the base plate connection. So click in this, and so you will get click in the middle of the column, so you can the base plate connection will be created. So if you double click on this base plate, you can see a cone. This cone, if you click on the cone or a base plate anywhere, you can before that sometimes this column instead of this green cone, some red color will appear. It means your connection, some problem will be there in the connection. So right now the connection, the color is green, so this connection is okay. But we need to change the thickness of base plate, stiffener plate, and bolt, anchor bolts, different things we need to update. So for that we need to double click on the base plate. So you will get a dialog box like this. Here you can see so many options are there. Here you have to update each things accordingly. Your base plate will change. So if you come to here picture, you can see the base plate. You can update each value. You can give the size of each stiffener. Whatever the details you can update, as per your requirement you can update here. Now I will leave this one. We'll go to parameters or parts. We'll go to bolt, anchor bolt. Anchor bolts, you can give the size of anchor bolt. There are some different sizes available here: 10, 12, 16. I will take 20, and bolt standard we can take 8.8. So X, and anchor rods you can give this option, and you can give a bolt here. There are so many options are there. Whatever required you can update here. If you want nut and washer, you can click normally whatever available default it will come. If you click modify, nothing change. So we have to give this washer and the profile bolt. We have given the size. Material and the rods, we have given the size. Bolt space plate and the rods. We have given anchor rods, so it is changed. If you want to change now, I think the thickness is very less. If you want to increase the thickness of the profile, you can come here. Thickness of the plate you can give 25 and click modify. So you can see the thickness is changed. If you give 40, then it will change accordingly. See, the thickness is changing. If you click the short key control one, you can see your base plate, how it is connected. If you want to change, if you don't want this bended anchor bolt, you can change here in the anchor rod. Come here and click this one and click modify. So it is changed. Accordingly, whatever modification you are doing here, it will update in the base plate. So I will go with this one. Click modify, apply. Then if you want anything else, just click Control 4 for getting rendered view. This is the base plate. If you want to change the stiffener thickness and all, you can come to stiffener, and here you can change the chamfer value. This now the currently you are getting the default value. If you want to update any values, then you can update here. Accordingly it will change there. I will go with the default settings. I'm not changing anything. If you want to see, I will change something here, then you will understand. If I give 20 here, 20 here, maybe the setting will be, see, it is changed. Earlier it was very big, now I have changed 20. So accordingly it is changing. If you change here, this is the this stiffener which is connected to the flange. This stiffener is for connected in the flange, and this stiffener for connected in the between the web side. In the web side, not exactly in the web side, it is in the flange side only, but it is parallel to the flange, but it is vertical to the flange, perpendicular to the flange. So if you change here, that also will change. Here you can update 20, 20, 20, 20, click modify, then it is also changed. So this is the basic thing. If you update any values, accordingly it will change in the model. This is a easy tool. These are the advantage of component catalog. Otherwise you have to you have to model it one by one. You have to draw model base plate first. After that, you have to make a stiffener, and you have to give cut for each area. It is very time consuming. If you have this option will help you to reduce the time for modeling. For the each, there are in the next tutorial we will learn more about different connections. These are the basic connections we are using now. So you will get more idea about this one. So I hope this is enough. You can. I don't want to waste much time on this one. You have to go for beam and column connections. So I will stop this one. I think this is okay. This is just an idea. You can update many values here. If you go to each options, you can see there are so many options are there. We don't want to do every options every time. We don't want to only the required things we need to update. Okay. So base plate connection is done. So we have to copy this base plate to every other columns. So let's go for copying. Before that, we need to remove this weld symbols. This blue color is the weld symbol. For that, you have to double click on the window. So go to display option. Here you can unclick this weld symbol. So click modify, then you can see that symbol is gone. So like that you can remove whatever not required, you can remove by coming. I already explained in the previous tutorial, so I think you know about this. So now we will go to copying this base plate to other columns. Click this one and click right button, copy, and another grid. So it's been copied. So we will copy these two base plate to other grids. Click right button, copy, and move from here to this grid, and from here to this grid, and to this grid, and this grid. So we have connected the base plate to every columns available in the model. So this part is finished. Click draw. So every weld symbol is gone. So base plate connection is finished. Now we have to go for beam to column connection. I think now you got an idea about base plate connections. Is different. You have seen the different base plate connections here. You can apply any base plate options as per your requirement. Now we have to go to beam and column place connection. So for that, here you have to come here in the folder option. You can see in the last tutorial I have explained about this different connections available for beam column connection, beam to beam connection. Today now we are going to do beam to column connection. You can click this option. You can see so many options are there for beam to column connection. Clip angles into plate, welded T, seated connections. We will use only we can use only the required ones as per your requirement. There are so many options are there. We will learn each as per our requirement. Now we will go with end plate connection. We click this one. This is one of the connection we are using for beam to column. So we will go with this end plate 144. Here we will select any column and beam. So you can see, you can follow the commands in the address bar, in the command bar. Here click the main part. Here it's telling pick the main part. The column is the main part, and we will select, then we have to select the secondary part. Second part is the beam. So you can see the end plate connection is done using board. So you have to double click on this cone. So you can see a dialog box like this. You can update your values here. There are so many options. Like in the base plate, you have same options here in this connection also. Every component connections you will get in a box. You will get a box like this. You can update the values as per your requirement. As per the beam size, everything is one of the main advantages of this tool is you can use for any beam sizes. So the end plate will connect accordingly. The beam size is bigger or smaller, it will connect accordingly as per your requirement. That is the main advantage of this connection using component catalog. Otherwise, you have to model each and everything one by one. Create this plate. After that, you have to connect bolt. So many things you have to do one by one. It's very difficult. So if you use this component catalog, it will be very easy, and you can update the values here accordingly. It will change. Here first in the picture, here you can see if I give -10 on the both side, it will extend. If you want, you can give gap also between the beam and column, and between end plate and the column. Now I am not giving any gap. I am giving this -10 value and click modify. So you can see it's extended above the beam on both sides, bottom and top. So I don't want to give, we'll give it 0, or let it be the -10. And in the plates you can change thickness. Here if you want to give 20 mm, give 10 mm, it will change, the thickness will change accordingly. And stiffener, currently there is no stiffener, so I think we cannot give any stiffener since here one more beam is connected to the web. So if you give stiffener here, it will clash with the other beam connected to the web. If you want, you can give let's say we give turn on. Modify. It's being connected. You can see the stiffener is being connected, but this stiffener in the other side, it is clashing with the other beam. So if you want, you can change the height of this beam by giving the values here. If we give -20 or something, see how it will move. I think this one is changed. Gives, oh, if you don't want that one to change, the other side we need to change. You need to change that. You need to change this side. For that one, we can change the value here. If you give 20 and click modify, see it's gone up. So we will give -20. So see, the stiffener is gone downwards a little bit. Now there is no clash. So the top side also we can change up accordingly. You can enter the value and see the modification happen in the model. So you can change accordingly. See, now there is no clash. We have made a small changes in this value, so it's changing accordingly. And if you want, you can connect punch connections on the end plate. Top plate 10 mm, bottom plate 10 mm. Click modify. Punch. Since I'm giving instant 0, since we have extended the plate, it's the orange was not connecting. If when I reduce the height of the end plate, then the orange is automatically connected. So now if you give -10, let's see what will happen. So it's gone. So let keep 10 mm. If you want the orange connection, then you have to keep 0 here. Then only the orange connections will connect. Orange connections will come. So click modify. Then the orange connection will automatically created. So now we'll have to change the bolt sizes and all. Here there is default set bolts are there. So if you want to change the bolt size, you can change here. If you want 16 mm, bolt grade you can change 8.8. so bolt size is changed. If you want 20 something, so the size is changed again. And you can enter the value what distance you want the bolts. Here in the between this from the top of the beam flange to first bolt, you can enter the size. If you keep 50 here, you can see it's changed, the value is changed. Bolt has gone little up. So we'll keep, if we keep 100, so bolt is moved downside. The same way you can enter every values. Keep 100 here also. Click modify. And here you can enter how many bolts is required. 100. Here if you put 5 numbers, 6 numbers, and enter the distance between the each bolt and give 100 and click modify. Click modify, then see how the bolt is changed. So bolt is being placed equally. So but the one bolt is clashing at the bottom. So we will keep 5 bolts. 6 bolt is not required. So there's no clash now. I think this much bolt is enough. And we need to change here also. We keep 50 mm here and 50 mm here. Now see the end plate, beam is outside and plate is inside. So if you keep here, you have to keep only 2 bolts on both sides we are keeping. So click 2 here and put the distance here, 250 or something. Modify. And that is too much. We'll keep 200. Modify. This is changing as per the beam size also. 150. So 150 is okay. If you know the flange size, then it will be very easy for you to update. copy, see the launch 229, 130 or something. This is okay. See, now it is okay. If you want the bolt in reverse direction, you can come here and change the other option and click modify. Select this one and select the reverse part, other options in this one, and click modify. So you can see the bolt orientation is changed. You can do in either way, or this direction or that direction. If you change this option, it will change accordingly. Click modify. So I think this is okay. And like this, the same way you can do other options also, general orange connections. If you want to change the chamfer size, as we have done in the base plate connection, you can update here also. So this is enough, I think. As per your requirement, I don't want to waste much time. As per your requirement, you can do your updation in the options here. So this is okay. I'll close this option. Now you can select the same. Now before closing, you have to remember one thing. So you have to click apply, okay. So the same options you can use in the other beams also. Otherwise you have to copy the same connection to other beams, so it will take much time. So if you come here in this end plate connection and select beam, column and beam, then the same connections will copy to every column beam connection. So check, it will be very easy. Otherwise you will have to copy, mirror, it will take too much time. So you can save the time like this. See, everything is copying as per the first connection we have done. See, so like this we can do. Now select this one, in this one both sides stiffener is okay. So click apply, okay, modify, both sides stiffener is okay. Make sure both stiffener is okay, there is no clash. So modify it, apply, okay, and now you can connect every other beam. Here if you see, now there is no clash. You can see there is no clash. So you can use this connection in every beam and column. Every beam and column. Okay. Beam and column, and at the bottom side also you have to copy here. Okay. So we already have done it. Let's finish. So I think we have done connection to every. In here also we will do, and we will adjust. Before that we have to click apply this one. So this one mirror options, maybe we have to apply here, come here, apply, okay, and select again this one, and select the main part and column. Select the main part. So every connection is finished now. Click redraw. Now end plate connection is done for beam and column.